Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Welcome to A Couple More Minutes podcast, where two veterans of the animation and video game industry talk about exactly that, animation and video games. I'm one of your hosts, I'm Jeff Kabor, and alongside me, as always, is the incomparable, the amazing...
Pete Paquette.
There he is. It's been a while, Pete, but we are back with another Shoot the Shit episode, taking a break from Quantum Assurance.
Yep.
Talk about whatever we want, right?
Yeah, totally. And we should probably come up with a Quantum Assurance game sometime.
Oh, yeah. We should do a good one. I want to do a good one. I like them when we do good ones.
Yeah, me too.
But first, instead of doing an animation tip, we're going to play Stump Pete because I miss it, and I wanted to play Stump Pete. So now you just have to do it. So I'm going to play 3 sounds of some retro video games. Pete's going to guess. I'll bleep out his guesses if, at least to allow you guys to play along with us until all the clues are out there, and then you can get the answer. So these are going to be a little bit different there, Pete. I'm breaching out. I'm going to put you at risk and tell you right away that these are not NES games.
Oh, then I'm going to lose automatically.
Yep, there it is. You're done. It's over. Game over. This is just for the audience, I guess. Sorry. Okay. Stump Pete number 1. This Sega Genesis game
Okay.
came out 35 years ago. And it features where you can pick as 2 playable aliens. And it's an early example of a roguelike game. Damn, what the... Yeah, that's it. What the hell? All right, for those playing along, it features this music.
Man, all those Sega Genesis games sound the same.
Yeah, that's classic, though. Man.
Yeah, it is.
All right, the third clue for those playing at home. This game sees you crash land on Earth and attempt to recover your shit pieces to get home while you dodge caricatured human stereotypes. Pete, you nailed it. It is Toe Jam and Earl. The first one, the better one. God, I love that game. I think it goes down as like one of my top video games of all time. Like it is my number 1 game to go to when I just need a good hit of nostalgia.
Yeah, I have those too.
All right, let's go back, pick another one. Game number 2. In the same year as Toe Jam and Earl, Sega releases the first game in this popular franchise to compete against Mario. God, Pete, you said you were going to suck. You said you were going to suck. You're not sucking. God. All right, well, here's the sound for those playing at home.
Man, so many memories.
Yeah. So good. So good. There's something... Well, okay. Well, let's give the third clue, and then I'll talk about it. All right, so the third clue features you using your speed, spin attack, and collecting Chaos Emeralds to defeat the evil Dr. Robotnik. That is right. It can be nothing other than the very first Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. So good. As we were talking about the music, there's something unique about Sonic 1, and the music just feels so like good. And it's not like second and third are bad, but it feels like it has that tinge of like they're kind of showing off and doing too much, where the first one just feels so early 1990s, and I just love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. I actually bought this as a standalone. I didn't get it with the Genesis because I actually got the Altered Beast package before
Yep.
Sonic was a
same.
thing.
Yep, same. I have I don't have the box that says not for resale because I had to buy it for legit. Because Altered Beast did make me buy the Sega Genesis. I was like, holy crap, I can have the arcade at home. So I was all about that.
Totally.
All right, let's see if I can finally stump you. This is the hardest of the three. All right, initially released for the Sega Genesis and the SNES, this 1994 game by Shiny features it features such levels as New Junk City, What the Heck, and It's Not a Problem.
I'm gonna guess Boogerman.
Thankfully, that is not right. All right.
Okay.
Feeling good. All right. Good. All right. It features this music. Such wacky music. This sounds normal, but then wait, just give it a second, and it completely shifts and it breaks. And it's so weird. Here we go. Literally a record scratch. It's so weird.
Is this was it? I can't remember. Did you say it was released for the SNES as well?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So my second guess would be.
Bingo. Man, 3 for 3 this time. Nailed it, man. So the last clue for those at home, this is an action platformer featuring highly detailed animations and designs that were in an attempt where you are there to save Princess What's-Her-Name from the evil Psy-Crow. Yes, it is Earthworm Jim. Crazy weird game.
Yeah, Earthworm Jim is like. It's so beautiful, though.
It is. It's worth actually loading up some of the original animations and pencil tests for that game because the animation seriously holds up. It is ridiculously fluid and man, is it well done. It's still worth studying today. Like, I don't know how they did that. Really, 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 really amazing. Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, good job, Pete. Nailed 3 Sega Genesis games.
Well, the Sega Genesis was a big part of my childhood too.
Yeah, that's true. You have said that. So, I guess if I were to probably choose like Nintendo 64 or PlayStation, we'd probably start having issues, right?
Oh yeah, Nintendo 64 was pretty much when I stopped playing video games for a while.
You got off the ship at the right time.
Yeah.
Not very many good games on that system, if you ask me personally. All right, so we're gonna move on. How about some news? You want to do some of that?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, we're going to just jump straight into the hellhole, which is, since we last recorded, there's been multiple layoffs. Epic Games fired 1,000 people. Good times. Disney fired 1,000 people, most of them coming from Marvel, which is insane. So that, that's 2,000 people out of just 2 companies. And the layoffs are just so many and so common now that it feels like it's not even getting reported. You just sit in on LinkedIn and just watch all your friends ask for jobs. It's fun.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Man, remember when we started this podcast on Just a Few More Minutes? It was not like this.
No, it wasn't. It was, it was prosper, like it was, the concept of a layoff wasn't very forward in our minds.
No, what year did PDI shut down? Do you remember that? Like that was the first one where I was like, oh snap! Like things can. I'm sure that actually was quite early on.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
But that was my first like wake up call. 2015, so that was right around when we started the podcast. But man, that was a huge deal. Like one of the giants fell then, and then it's just been it trickled in, and you started seeing some of like the smaller studios kind of go a wayside, and then since 2021, it's just been a steady stream of people losing their jobs.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah. In better news, it's been no secret to this podcast my love for Silksong, like Hollow Knight Silksong. I didn't realize it, but they announced last December that there's going to be DLC coming this year called Sea of Sorrow. Holy cow, I can't wait.
Did they say when it's coming out?
No, so it's probably 2030. But I just don't know, and I can't wait. And it made me want to. I just started playing the game all over again because I just love it so much. It's so good. And then we've had a steady stream of leaks come out from Nintendo, and they got to be pissed. I'm sure you've seen some of them, right, Pete?
Yeah. The Star Fox being the one that stands out the most as far as I'm concerned, as far as like controversy goes.
Yeah. What do you think about the way it looks?
Well, here's the thing. I feel like, yes, it could have been done better, right? But I mean, Star Fox isn't really a character-based gameplay. You know what I mean?
You're a ship, yeah.
You're a ship. So it's, as long as that looks and feels okay, I'll let the characters pass. But that's just me. I know a lot of people are pissed about it.
Yeah, I mean, they did themselves no favor in putting Star Fox in the latest Mario Galaxy movie, and he looks a little bit more, for lack of a better term, more Disney-fied in that. And then now some footage gets released in a trailer for the remake of Star Fox 64, and it just looks like grown up. It's like a little rougher around the edges. It's more like, I don't know, more animalistic. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but it's just harder edges. It's just not as so curvy and bubbly and nice. Yeah, I don't know. I would actually like to play it. I loved Star Fox 64, but a lot of it, the reason why I liked it so much was the multiplayer.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, like I would swap between Mario Kart, GoldenEye, and Star Fox, and just have like these round robin games with friends, and it was a ton of fun. And it was pretty basic. It was just some open worlds, and you would, have your bombs, and you would have your lasers, and you would have two basic scrambling moves, one where you did a loop-de-loop and one where you did a reverse turn, and you would just try to shake your friends away from your tail by trying to swap in between various like moves, while you could easily get third-partied by another friend that's like coming in from the side, and it made it a lot of fun.
Do a barrel roll.
Barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
You remind me of your father, Fox. Yeah. All those horrible lines. And screw Slippy. Slippy always sucks.
Yeah. I remember his voice in the Super Nintendo version. He's like, blue, blue, blue 7.
Yeah. I actually like the more like bloopy bloops. I didn't like the voices they had on the 64.
Yeah.
I also like
it made the, I don't know, it made you use your imagination more.
Yeah, I like it. That's why I always liked Banjo-Kazooie, because it was just a bunch of and then they would change the pitch of all of it, and they'd get creative with their bloops and bleeps of the sounds, and it was really great. I loved it.
Yep,
much better.
Me too.
Other news that leaked is that it appears, even though it hasn't been confirmed by Nintendo, but Ocarina of Time's getting a remake on the Switch too. That is a big deal.
Yeah, that is a huge deal.
Yeah, I can't wait to see exactly, like, are they doing it in the exact same art styles, Breath of the Wild, or are they turning it into more realistic? I don't know. I can't wait to see what they're doing with it. But to be fair, I don't know if you've ever revisited Ocarina of Time. I know it constantly gets talked about as the best video game of all time. It is not even worth revisiting to me.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about it myself. Mostly because I can't stand that fairy.
Yep. Yeah, she just won't shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like it's a lot of just open field walking, a lot of emptiness. And if they're up for remaking the game more wholesale and like adding content and value, so you're not just like it's a lot of emptiness. I don't know.
You're right. There was a lot of emptiness.
And I feel like
thinking about it,
like my love for the game came from me sitting down with the strategy guide and sitting with my dad and getting every single Skulltula spider thing in the entire game and doing every single possible thing in the game together. But by itself, and then I really loved the twist ending because I had no idea about Ganondorf turning into like a Ganon and a beast, and oh my god, it blew my mind when I saw it.
I never beat it.
Oh man, the ending is the best part. Like that is where it redeems itself, if you ask me. That's too bad you never got to experience that as a kid or young adult, whatever.
Yeah, I would play it when I was on Firewatch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Man, that's no way to experience a game.
I know.
Like little bite-sized pieces at a time and not really focused and in your happy place.
I mean, it's probably why I didn't beat it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that game takes a commitment and memory of where things are and what you're doing and who have you talked to and what have you done. Yeah, that's not the way to play that game. But maybe you'll get a chance to revisit it, huh?
Yeah, I would like. I would really like to try it out.
That would be great.
Try it out again.
Yeah, I'd love to get your opinion on a fresh take of it.
Yeah.
In other news, Super Mario Galaxy movie nears $1 billion earned. Not quite as much as the first one, but that is still $1 billion is $1 billion.
I know. It's so crazy.
No movie I ever was part of from beginning to end made $1 billion. And I didn't work on this one. I only worked on the first one, and that was very little at that. And then it's already streaming at home.
I know. I saw that a couple days ago. I was like, what? Like, it's streaming? Like, damn.
The gap of time is so limited that it's like, what motivation is there to see it in the theater other than just seeing it on a giant screen? I don't know.
Yeah.
Different.
It's crazy. Like, I wanted to see Hail Mary on the big screen, but then, like, it was out on streaming, like...
Yeah, it's already streaming. Yeah, you can pick it up now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I was listening to another podcast, and they were talking about Jurassic Park, and it dawned on them that it took years for it to get home on video.
Really?
Like, I mean, I remember that. I remember it came out, I think it was summer of 93. And I remember seeing it again in the theater, specifically a drive-in theater, in 1994. Like, it had stuck around in the theater for almost an entire revolution of, like, a year. It's just insane that it just, like, stayed. And then finally it came to video. It was just different.
That's kind of like E.T. E.T. took forever to get to VHS.
Yep,
like,
yeah.
I saw E.T. when I was in kindergarten. And I believe I was in the 7th grade when it finally came out on VHS.
Isn't that nuts? To me, I know people don't want to wait. They just don't want to wait. But back then, it was like a movie you got to experience twice. Because like you'd go to the theater and you'd really enjoy a movie, and then it would be like a brand new premiere when it would come home, and everybody would run and go and get it because it would be like you either missed it or you can't really remember why you liked it so much. And so it was this experience that you got to happen twice. It was really cool to have that happen with every single blockbuster movie. It had like these 2 premieres.
If you were lucky enough to get your hands on it at the video store.
Oh yeah, the amount of times is like you're checking to see if it's got a box behind the cover box, and it's like, of course it's gone, and then yeah, and then you're waiting weeks because you only want to do it during the weekend, and so you're waiting there maybe you'll sneak it in, like grab it on Thursday, so that way you can watch it on Friday night. But then it's due back by Saturday morning. Ah, man, what a mess that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't get talked about nearly enough. The it was a 3-day rental, but you'd be renting it Thursday night. That counted as an entire day. So then you would have it Friday, and then you'd have to return it before noon on Saturday, and that counted as 3 days.
Yeah, you're right.
That was crap.
That was crap.
All right, well that's the news. That's all I got. There's a whole bunch more out there, but that's the highlights of what I care about. Anything you want to bring up that you heard about or anything?
Nothing really comes to mind.
Good. Let's end this section.
Yeah.
I did want to, since it's our Shoot the Shit episode, I wanted to just briefly talk about what I've been playing. I think you mentioned that you haven't really been playing much, right?
No, I haven't been playing anything.
It's my section.
Yeah, it's totally your section. I apologize. I just haven't had the urge to play anything.
No, that's all right. I feel like I've just been stealing 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, and playing stuff. And one of the games I picked up since the last episode was Hades 2. Which did come out last year, and Hades 1 came out years and years ago, and I tried playing that, and I was like, interesting, and the art style is really cool. It's like this Illustrator, like cell shade type of top-down isometric brawler roguelike game. And the first one just never hooked me, but Hades 2 has got its teeth in me. I love it so much. I mean, and there's really nothing different in terms of the gameplay than the first one, other than, I don't know, maybe it's just the female protagonist just like feels better to me. Like, I like her story. I like so basically this is the idea that you have like this home base, like a lot of roguelikes do, and then you go out on these night adventures and you're trying to reclaim Hades because you are the daughter of Hades, and Hades himself has been captured by Kronos, which is one of the original Titans, and you're going to try to go get him. And so you basically have a set few levels to get to Kronos every time. And it like mixes up what weapons you're going to use, what special items you get to accentuate it. And so it does have that like, ooh, what am I going to get type feeling where it's a nice dopamine hit every time you play the game. And then, but each time you're talking with characters and it's progressing the story. Like you do more unlocks when you get back to your base and the characters say something new and they give you clues about like what's going on and who's at fault. And should you beat Kronos, get all the way down there? Well, Kronos is like a god, so you can't really kill him. So it like resets and you get to know a little bit something new about how he keeps coming back and how maybe you can kill him for good. And then it's like, oh wait, there's other stuff happening on Mount Olympus, and so then you got some other levels to like that you can continue to do over and over and over and over and over again, try to get a little bit farther every time. Really addicting. It's amazing that it's like, from what I've played, you're basically playing some concoction of only about 7 levels over and over and over again.
Now,
but it stays fresh.
Did you explain the gameplay?
I mean, other than just like, that you're going in and out of these levels over and over. Well, what specifically about the roguelike? I mean, it's a brawler.
It's a brawler.
Like it's
top
down.
Top down brawler. Is that the same as the first one?
Yeah. I mean, you do have some weapons that are like projectile based, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, you got these like swords and melee weapons, and the beasts are either like going to come up and punch you, or they're going to shoot their projectiles and you're trying to run away. And so you have a dash moves, and I feel like that's semi like generic, except it's just extremely well done. The animation is phenomenal. The art is amazing. It has really sick 2D animation all through the game. I mean, I don't know what comic book artist. It reminds me of the same sort of artwork that was done on Streets of Rage 4.
Oh,
which is just, it's just beautiful. Like, really amazing. It's like, I don't know who they're paying, but they're paying top artists to do this stuff.
wow.
Just fantastic.
Yeah, Streets of Rage 4 was amazing.
Yeah. Probably should have looked that up to see who's doing all this stuff, but either way, they have my respect. That is for sure. That is not, I mean, you and I have been in art and animation for a long time, and I'm like, that is like, it just feels like it's on a different level. Like, I can't do that stuff. That type of graphic, really just excellent design is way beyond me. I have a lot of respect for that. Anyways, I think it's worth picking up. The reason why I think I ended up getting into it so much is because it's free to play for Xbox.
Oh, really?
Pass players, yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's good. It's hard. I will say that, man. It is hard.
Dude, you don't play easy games.
Nope, and that's why I went back to Silksong. That's the other game. The game is so hard, and it is just so rewarding to be good at the game because it's got so many highly finessed mechanics that it weaves together that just makes you feel like you're a good player. Like, once you nail these mechanics of how to dodge, and it gives you several different types of dodge that each kind of have their own little nuance, and it lets you customize your loadout with all these different perks. And once you find the one that feels just right for you, you just feel like you're doing a dance with the game. And it really does feel like you're playing a piano or something. Like, really great feeling.
That's cool.
And yeah, it's a feeling that I don't really get in any game, and it is. I am emphatic. This game is twice the game as the original Hollow Knight in terms of quality and content. I don't care what people say about it. Like, I know it gets hit because it really is difficult, but it's one of those, like, just give it enough of a chance that you start to, like, let the game gel and come to you, and then the game is ultimately very rewarding. The story is phenomenal, and it has a couple different endings. I think I dumped in another 20 hours into the game, and I'm just about to go into the third act on my second playthrough right now, and I can't wait to do it because it's just so beautiful. Like, the music, I listen to the music all the time. The music is amazing too. All right, last game to talk about. You and I were going to do this whole episode based on Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Mm-hmm. And we just gave up. Like, there just wasn't enough to talk about.
Yeah, I didn't play that much. I didn't get past, like, the first boss.
It's fine because I started to play and I was like, you know what? This. I get that it's a love letter to, like, the Castlevania series and really Castlevania 3. And they're so true to it that it's right down to, like, the sprites basically just use 3 colors and it's very limited. Like, they do some parallax scrolling backgrounds and a lot of animation and that kind of thing. But for the most part, it's like, it begs the question of, like, could this run on an NES or something? Like, they really restrict themselves that much to it. And so it's well done, but it's so much that it's just like, really, you didn't want to, like, push a little bit? Like, I just felt like, well, if it's just being almost a sequel, I'd kind of rather just play the sequel then, or the original. I mean, I'd rather just go back and play Castlevania 3, because where we won't stop talking about Infernax. Infernax is like a love letter to Castlevania as well, but it pushes it. It takes it way beyond.
Oh, yes, it does.
And it becomes its own game, and it's got all the, like, everything you love about the original series, but then it's like, yeah, well, that was 30 years ago, so it adds a whole bunch more, and the music is better, and the animation's better, and the designs are grotesque and gross and detailed and so cool. And then so I was like, all right, well, just curious, what did Infernax do in terms of Steam downloads versus Curse of the Bloodstain, sorry, Curse of the Moon. And it's crazy that Bloodstain has twice the downloads as Infernax.
That is just a travesty.
So much, yeah. Really, it's sad.
How do we get How do we get these people to play their game? Like, how do we get more people to play these folks' game?
I don't know. Because Infernax it deserves 100 times the praise. Like it just is a far superior game. And every single time I bring it up to like a streamer or somebody who's looking for a game to play, they've never even heard of it. And it's like,
I know.
You love retro games and you've not heard of this? Like not heard of it. It's like, wow, man.
Well, you told me about it.
And it's brilliant.
Yeah. Like I didn't know about it until you told me.
Anyway,
so keep up the good fight, Jeff Gabor.
Yeah, I wish they would do a sequel. Like they're clearly very good, and I looked at the company, and I think they were doing some like music rhythm games as their next game, and I think it's already been out, and it's not what I'm looking for. And it's like, oh man, I hope they go back to those retro roots again, but clearly maybe it just doesn't pay the bills. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Anyways, that's my section of what you're playing. We can move on. Pete, do you have a top 6 this week?
I do. I have a how do I word this? Top 6 tips and tricks for getting a job in the animation industry. That's Pete's top 6.
All right. That is a good top 6. Let's do it.
All right. So, for those of you who know me, know that I've been around the block a lot. Those of you who don't know me, I have worked at 18 different studios over 25 plus years.
Damn, man, that's quite the number.
So, I know how to get a job, and I'm going to share some tips and tricks with you. So, number 1 is your resume. What has always worked for me is simply listing the company and projects chronologically. I never really go into any sort of detail as to like what it was that I did on these projects. I figured these people are in a rush and they just want to see what you worked on.
That's a good point. Yeah, rather than like constantly saying you did character leading on this, or you did this on that, or you did some sort of expression sheets on this, or it's just cycles or games. You just name the titles and they speak for themselves.
Exactly. And then if they want to see more, they look at your reel.
That's right. Okay.
Which brings me to number 2, which is your cover letter. Now, a cover letter is kind of controversial. I've almost never needed a cover letter. And I actually, when I see a company that requires one, I raise an eyebrow. You should have one on deck, though, because you never know.
What do you do on... I'm asking genuinely because I've never done one. What do you put on a cover letter?
It's usually like an intro about yourself, and then a section of accomplishments, and then a section of like a closing.
Huh.
But I like you said, you've never done one.
Yeah.
So I mean, like it's almost like when I see somebody's like, oh, we need a cover letter. It's like, what? Pass. Number 3, the reel. Here's my tips and tricks for getting a reel that'll pique the interest of others. Cut right to action. Save the title card for the end. Companies can usually tell within the first handful of seconds if you're a worthy candidate. Based on this, have your strongest work at the head of the reel and your second strongest at the tail of the reel to end strong. And then if they want to see the title card and your information, they will wait till the end.
Good point.
Number 4, interview. Now these are just a couple of things that like, cause interviews are so different now. They used to be in person all the time. Now it's like, most of them are held online.
Yeah.
I've found. And, so it's the tips and tricks apply to both for the most part. Most importantly, be yourself. A small trick someone once told me to show interest is to literally lean into everything the interviewer is saying just slightly. Be enthusiastic, and if in person, keep your focus on the person talking. Shake hands at the beginning and the end of the interview.
Yep. Man, I needed that advice so bad I didn't get it, and I almost didn't get my job at Blue Sky because I didn't listen to that advice, because I thought it was the idea that I didn't want to seem like a fanboy, so I tried to purposely like calm myself down and just act like, this is totally normal for me. Like, oh yeah, you're working on Ice Age 2? Oh yeah, you're showing me shot? Yeah, no, all right, I get you. All right, that's an interesting shot there you're showing there, Pete. And meanwhile, inside I was like just giggly like a schoolgirl, and I come to find out I nearly didn't get the job because they thought I was absolutely just a douche, because I was not showing any interest. Like, I was like muted and be like, well, he doesn't really seem to want the job.
Yeah, and the same thing happened to me. The only difference was I was on a red-eye flight, and it happened at Blue Sky too. And I was on a red-eye flight, and I went over and I was exhausted because I'm not a good flyer, so I couldn't sleep. And they thought I was an ass because I wasn't interested, but I was. Yep. I really was. And luckily for thank God for James Chang, and I'm calling him out here. He went to bat for me and told them that, he's like, bring him on, and I promise you won't be sorry. 8 years awesome, later, man. I was still there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it was Nick Bruno and you that went to bat for me and told him to give me a chance.
Yeah. Number 6, thank you. Always write a thank you email, ideally addressed to everyone you met during the interview. Send it the moment the interview is over. Do not put it off.
Smart also, yeah. It goes a long way. It really does.
Finally, number 6 is a follow-up. Always follow up if you don't hear back. It won't hurt your chances, and it may refresh their memory of you as a candidate.
Dude, I'll give you another example of exactly of backing that up. I had a animation test for Blue Sky. Back in the day, we used to send animation tests. It wasn't good enough to see your reel and that kind of stuff. You had to like prove it. And I didn't hear back for, I think it must have been 5 or 6 weeks. And I sent a follow-up email, and they literally said, oh my God, we sent you an offer letter and you never replied. And I was like, I never got it. And then they double checked and they had forgotten to send it.
Oh, yeah, see?
So you got to follow up.
Follow up. That's a good way of ending it.
Nice, Pete. Good top 6, bud.
Thanks.
All right, well, we're coming up on our main theme of this episode that we wanted to just touch on. So we'll play a little music, and when we come back, we're going to talk about working from home and burnout. All right. Working from home and burnout. Pete, this is something that hits close to both of us, right? Working from home.
Oh yeah, I've been working from home for 8 years before the pandemic. At least 8 years.
God, dude. Yeah, you're right. You left Blue Sky in 2011.
Yep, and then
you were in office for a little bit.
Yeah, I think when Irrational Games closed down in 2019 was when I went over, or 2018. Can't remember exactly. But from then on, I was just strictly remote.
That's a long time to be remote. I think most of us have been remote since 2020 now, and God, is it hard? It's like I don't want to go back to a complete studio, and this is a conversation I feel like we've each had with many of our coworkers over the last couple of years. But it's like you don't want to fully go back, but man, do you miss everything that made it special about this industry? Like,
Yeah. I mean, having people around you isn't a bad thing,
yep.
you know? And it's good for your mental health.
I think that's the biggest thing. It is a tough mental struggle with. I'm not going to say we're alone or special in being artists, but the cycle of producing artwork and looking for feedback and wanting to make a human connection over your artwork is like why we're all in this. That's how we got in here. Is like to me it feeds back to that original like, hey, I'm a little kid and I'm running up to my parents and showing them a drawing I did, and you want that feedback, right? Like I'm still reliving that sort of like feeling. And when you work from home, you don't get that.
No. What I miss the most, honestly, is like you have camaraderie here as a bullet point. I really miss that because like when you're in a studio environment and you're all hitting crunch time, you feel like you're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're all eating the overtime chow, and you're all sitting there working nonstop, but there's these little like beams of light that happen, like joking around between your coworkers and stuff while you're working, or like, you know, just like passing an idea off to somebody.
Yep.
You know, like, or bouncing an idea off of somebody.
Yeah, there's a real life felt synergy that happens when you're with a group of people and a group of artists all working on something together, that magic ends up happening in these like you say, splashes of like light. And man, do I miss that. It's just, you do not get that replicated at home. It sucks for people that have come into this industry post the pandemic and don't even know what it used to be like. They've only worked from home and they think this is what the industry is. This is not the industry. This is not it. This is not what it should be. And
the thing that I miss the most is like the commuting with friends, like the stories you'd have, and those types of that type of relationships that you build with other people around you in different settings around work sparks new and exciting ideas, and people come together and work on things outside of work that are really exciting. Like look at Nick and Paul, you know?
Yeah. Nick Bruno and Paul Downs just continuing to like do more and more artistic endeavors together. And they met because, we bonded through the movies we were on.
Yep.
I feel like they really started like hunkering down during Horton. And that is, man, that's coming up on 18 years ago.
Yeah. And talk about a crazy production to work outside of the job.
Yep.
It was like, I remember the hardest part was like 6 months of like 12-hour days, including Saturdays.
Yep.
And it was crazy. But you know what? We were all in it together because we knew we were making something special and different. And quite frankly, we were the ones that really pioneered that animation style in 3D.
It does not get the credit it deserves. Like when you go back and you start putting together the timeline of animation, I know when we did our old iteration of the podcast, Berardini would always be like, "Oh, there's Pete and Jeff talking about Horton again." But there was a reason, is because like when you put, like I was saying, you put together the timeline of 3D films, nobody was pushing the cartoony stuff yet. The technology wasn't even there. There's like, it was still rigid, and there was a reason why, Pixar did, Toy Story first, to have like these plastic toys, and they were moving up and doing incredible stuff with Monsters Inc. and Incredibles, but that was still living in this like more physical world. Even though the animation is, I'm not going to say it's bad at all, it's phenomenal, but it was not stretched and push and doing the wacky Tex Avery, Looney Tunes stuff. Nobody was doing it yet.
No.
and we were there to like start it and push it and do it, and it was like, God, it was exciting. And so yeah, a lot of the us pushing it was we were pushing ourselves as this like young crew that was like up and coming and just like creating this like new style of animation for the entire world. It was so exciting.
And it shows in the final product.
Yeah. Really fun. Like it's an awesome movie to have my name on. Even, oh my God, my animation credit. Like, it doesn't matter, but my animation credit is lead animator for Who Council members. That's my only credit on there.
Huh.
And it's like, I don't even have a single shot in the movie of those characters. They all got cut. Maybe one made it in. Maybe one or two.
That was when they were doing the separation of character leads and animators.
Yeah. So
you want to know something interesting? I got 4 credits in that movie.
What? I have never noticed that.
I got my own animation credit. I got animation training.
Wow.
Animation training supervisor credit, because I created the entire animation training matrix for the studio, and both my kids were listed in the babies section.
Wow, right, because you had twins during. Wow, that's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Wow, what a cool movie to have your kid's name on.
Yeah.
Dang, dude. Wow. Well, congrats on that. I didn't realize that. I just got that one council member credit. And it's dual credit with Melvin Tan. I had to share the credit. Oh, well. Still, what a great movie. But that is what we're talking about, like why it was like a special movie. Like it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have had that same feeling over Zoom calls that occasionally. And the idea that like, you know, talking about like getting notes these days compared to back then, there's man, it just sucks because I know you and I have talked about this feeling that like you're not treated as a human being.
Yeah, it's just like do this, and this.
Like I genuinely feel like with especially since the rise of AI, that I'm actually treated. I feel like I'm treated more and more like ChatGPT.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say
that. because I'm saying it's like they're giving me a prompt, and then I come up with something, but it takes a long time, and then they ask me, and then they give me another prompt, and another prompt, and another prompt, and they're just iterating. I'm like, where are we going with this? Like, it's like I'm an AI algorithm with emotions, which I feel like is a problem for them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're like, why are we dealing with an AI that has emotional issues? Like, let's just go straight to AI. And that is me at my most pessimistic view of it in terms of like doing artwork right now.
But I mean, pessimism, we should talk about this because it breeds burnout.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You know, I used to think that, you know, I used to say actually that burnout was a sign of depression, and I could not have been any more wrong. It's burnout.
Really? How so?
Burnout is a real thing. It's not. It's not. It's not necessarily tied to depression. I don't believe anymore.
No, I think I agree with you. Is there one exemplar like where you can feel it being separated?
Well, when you burn out, like when you're depressed, you just want to shut off, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do anything. And it's a terrible, terrible disease. You don't want to do anything. You can't do anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Burnout is you are capable of doing the work, but your heart isn't in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a complete lack of inspiration, motivation. But also I would say there's there's this twinge of like sadness in that you wish there was something that you could be working on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like you're like you said, your heart's not into what the task is, and it becomes, instead of like this idea that you love animation, and I've definitely felt it. Like I love the art of animation. I like the idea of bringing something to life, something that looks like plastic and nothing, and all of a sudden it becomes a character that you believe is real and has thoughts and emotions. Like that is a highly addicting art form. But that feeling of like not even wanting to do it and waking up in the morning and having that pure sense of dread over something that you thought you really loved, man, that is burnout.
And it's tragic. You know, it's tragic. You are like you said. It's like it's the apathy of like not of your work. It's the apathy over your work.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Have you found things that help with burnout specifically?
I'm just gonna quote Jesus Christ Superstar. First, I was inspired. Now I'm sad and tired.
Well said.
But to answer your question, what I do is there's a few things I do. I try to go outside as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know, within reason. I can't like be outside all day, but I try to get outside. Just get sunlight. Sunlight is so important for your mental health.
Right.
I also like to look back at things that I was interested in when I was first starting out. So like I would like look at old animation books or something like that and be like, oh yeah, cool. I remember this, you know, like I remember how big this was for me, you know, or look at artwork that from that same time period. And not only that, but listen to music from that same time period. So, because music and art is like, they go hand in hand. I don't understand the people who just work in complete silence. I don't get it.
It drives me absolutely nuts. Like I feel the pressure of time, and I can't actually get in the zone, and it actually freaks me out. I cannot do it.
Yep. And other than that, I go blow off some steam with my friends every once in a while. I make sure to do that. And I do karaoke because I love to sing. So that's another art form. So I'm trying to be a well-rounded artist. I play guitar here and there too. And it all these things help me.
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff is going to give you a sense of perspective, like, and I don't know if it'll help you get over burnout, but it'll certainly make the days more tolerable.
Absolutely.
I guess that revisiting old inspiration will certainly help with the burnout. I think that actually could like get you over the hump and remind you of what you love about it. I know there's some smaller things that I do, like I've gotten really into Twitch, and it makes me feel like the old, like it gives me some sense of camaraderie. It's a bunch of, I hang out in a lot of Twitch retro streams, and it's a bunch of dudes that are, most of them are also like the Twitch chatters are usually people that are also working, and they're just got a stream up just like I am. And so it has that same sense of like, hey, I'm working, you're working, but every once in a while you chime in over something that you're all like some dude playing this game. And so it has a sense that I'm still hanging around people.
Mm-hmm. My brother
so
said the
helps.
same exact thing on the phone the other night.
Yeah. I actually watch your brother. He usually streams at night, so I definitely had him up quite a bit. And and just have somebody in my ear, and it just feels like somebody's there. That sounds really depressing, but it does help. Simple stuff that everybody knows: exercise. That helps a ton. I listen to a different set of podcasts than I used to. Right now, it's a lot of like, it verges on like self-help type stuff, spiritual type podcasts and that kind of thing really helps. I've been in like talk therapy for, I don't know, forever. And that also helps. Like, man, when I was doing early Blue Sky and I wasn't doing any sort of therapy, I could feel myself spinning out and getting burnt out, and it was needed to actually have talk therapy.
Yeah, I do talk therapy a lot too. Yeah,
man, if you have the means to do it, it can change your life. That's for sure. And yeah, you're right. Get outside. That you just need the perspective shift. You just need to realize that what you're working on isn't that important, especially if it's something that's bothering you at work. Like, man, it's really important to be able to understand that what that specific shot, that specific dialogue piece, or that specific animation cycle for the game it's virtually pointless.
Yeah,
And then personal projects.
Oh, so let me just chime in one more time. I was gonna say, like, the other day I was working on something that required a crazy constraint system, and rather than sit at my desk in my computer and sit there and fumble with it over and over and over and over again, I went outside, sat on my chair on the porch, and just thought through it. And by the time, after about maybe 20 minutes or so, I had a concept that worked the first fucking time I tried it. So
that's it, man. You're letting the universe talk to you. That's it. Silence your mind and let it talk to you.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. All right. You said crazy constraints in animation. And now we had an animator at Blue Sky that we always just gave those shots to him because he always did it. And I am drawing a goddamn blank, and I'm embarrassed that I am blanking the name. Do you remember? It started with an M, like Mike.
Matt.
No. The like the Swedish kind of guy.
Oh, Mike Gargiulo?
No. Damn it. He did. I can tell you his shots. Like when Horton was all tied up on the bridge and the ropes and all that. Like we gave it to this guy. What the hell, man?
Oh, Mika.
Mika, yeah. Not Micah, Mika. Mika. I was close with Micah. Mika. God, thank you. All right. There's no way he's listening to this, but if he is, man, I am so sorry. I just could not get the right. I just messed up the vowel. I just put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Man, all those people were amazing.
Yep.
Mika, you could literally give any sort of crazy constraint to, and he would animate it as if it was just like sliding across butter. Like just, man, it was always so smooth. Never had a complaint in the world when it came to like difficult technical shots. And I don't know what magic he had in his fingers to just be able to whip any sort of, like if you had ropes interacting with a character that's all around wrapped in their body and all you do is got an FK chain, he'd be like, okay. He would do it. Yeah, man. What a crazy... we were always convinced he was like a CIA spy or some sort of ninja by night. Like, he was a very mysterious man.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is now, but I'm sure that he has some deaths under his belt. He's killed a man or two.
Jesus.
He was an interesting character. All right, Pete. Anything else you want to wrap up? I mean, I was ending saying personal projects.
Yeah, let's end on the personal projects. It's always a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm passionate about working on my own games, and it does get me out of bed, and it does get me excited, and it's the while we were at Blue Sky, I was less hip on doing my own personal projects, but I worked with you on the Treehouse episodes, which gave me that feel of working on something original and unique, and it did keep me alive and keep me motivated. I really am in debt to you for allowing me to help out with that stuff, because it really, really helped.
Oh, no, man. That was awesome. We loved having you as the walrus.
Yor. Yeah.
And that the treehouse came to life through our commutes. Talking
Right.
with, I used to commute with Nick Bruno, and it was me, him, and Mike Walling once in a while. And we'd all just kind of like come up with crazy ideas, and every once in a while we would actually act on one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the treehouse came to be.
Man, some of those episodes, you'd come in from your commute and be like, "We're doing an episode." I'd be like, "Okay, what's it about?" And you'd be like, "Oh, it's like a Transformers like trailer type of thing." I'm like, "All right, well, I guess this one's all you guys. I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
God, yeah. Some ideas like solidified, and others were completely off the wall, and it was regardless, it was always funny and a good time.
Yep, it was awesome.
God, you had that weird one. You had an episode where literally just Pimp Kane is masturbating to Michelle Obama. That was the episode. Like, what the hell? It was a funny episode where it was like this. It's like, all right, this is a Pimp Kane spinoff show. So you play this like good times type of like intro to his own TV show, and the whole episode cuts to him just at his computer just jerking it, a puppet. And then the best episode,
for context, Scott Carroll really loves Obama, and that's why we did that.
Man, that kind of camaraderie you don't get on Zoom. That is what I'm talking about. Like the fact that behind Pimp Kane for years was a giant, like 11 by 11.5 by what is this? 8.5 by 11 printout framed of a picture of Obama that said, "I'd go gay for Obama," sitting behind his desk all day, every day for years.
And I coined the nickname Pip Kane during Horton, because one day Scott came into work and he hurt himself or something, and he had a cane, and I was like, "Holy, it's Pimp Kane!" And, and then I told everybody that he pulled his groin when that wasn't true, but
oh, that's so good. And then that stuck for decades.
Yep, I still call him Pimpy.
Yep, still Pimp Kane, whole pimp boy. Yep, Pimp Master General. There he is. Yeah, I even got him in the spinoff like game of the Pete's Nightmare. He's in there as Pimp Kane in there.
Yeah, when he's like, "If I die, tell my wife I love Obama."
Yeah.
He's dying, and that was his last words.
It's so funny. Oh man, that's the stuff I miss that you don't easily recreate at home. But it's got the good memories of it.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
was what made Blue Sky special. Sometime I would love to do an episode let's just go hog wild and talk about Blue Sky stories, because it was a special place.
Yeah, it really was. With a lot of special people.
Yeah, it had its like golden era, it had its silver era, it had its like twilight years, which sucked. God damn. You left in 2011.
Yep.
And you left when it was at the height. Like maybe that's what it needed. Maybe it needed a peep a kit, and once you were gone it fell apart. But I would say from about 2015 to the end, those last 5 years, Blue Sky wasn't the same. That was not Blue Sky. That was some bastardized demon goblin of Blue Sky. But those early years, that 2005 to 2011, man, God, that 5-6 years were just gold.
Can't beat it, man.
Yeah. All right, man, that's a good place to wrap it up. We'll get another episode out here in some form, in some way, talking about some game we like. But thanks for sticking around. We know this is a long gap between episodes, but thank you for always listening. Any last words, Pete?
Nah, just keep the faith.
Yeah, buddy. All right. This has been just a couple... No, it's not just a... No, it has not. This has been a Couple More Minutes podcast where two veterans of the animation and video game industry talk about exactly that, animation and video games. All right. Video games.
Video games, as my son would say when he was young.
Yeah, not so young anymore, man. Off to college.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'll catch you next time, Pete.
Take it easy.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.